And just like that, the next episode has begun. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist, a video game second commentary. And last time we checked, we ran into this peculiar lady, whose name I just randomly forgot, even though it was only like a couple seconds ago. Well, a couple seconds ago for me, as 2 whole days for you, but whatever. Actually, no, it would be 1 day, because it's supposed to go out on Sunday, because that's usually... Anyway! Alright. She may be of small stature, but appearance can be deceiving. Alright, first and foremost... I like the music we're playing right now. What's this song usually played for? Who knows? Anyway, let's go ahead and start examining stuff. So, this is a relatively... It kind of has like a 1950s style to it for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let's look at this picture. That's the bedroom over there. That's a bed? Wow, they have really big beds here! I don't think there's anything larger than a king-size bed, but I don't know. She probably sleeps on a futon, so she probably doesn't know. That's the bedroom. Okay. That's in a Japanese-style futon, not like a futon, which is the American adaptation, which is a little bit different than the Japanese one. That's still the bedroom. Anyway, whatever the case may be, let's go ahead and, that's nothing. A lot of junk, but not a lot to investigate. There's some samurai-looking clothes on the sofa here. I think that jacket-looking thing is called a hoppy. Whatever it is, I'm sure something like that would make a great souvenir. Maya would be absolutely thrilled. If she wasn't dead! No, she's not dead. There's some okay. Yeah, there's a lot of junk here, but not a lot to investigate. That's actually relatively depressing. Or disappointing is a better word. I don't think depressing is a very good word for that situation. Let's look at the table. Looks like dishes left over from dinner. A dinner for 2 at that. Oh. I'm sure there are Mr. Unguard's and Mr. Andrews' plate, or Miss Andrews'. Looks like they had a T-bone steaks. What's with Global Studios and T-bone steaks? Really, though? That's like, that's a reference to the third case of the previous game. If you guys don't remember, or you don't know what I'm talking about, that was actually some pretty incriminating evidence there. Like, you think, oh, T-bone steak, that's nothing big, but that was actually some pretty incriminating evidence, I should say. You have to watch the previous case to understand what I'm talking about there. There's some samurai... Okay, that's still this sofa, some odd reason. With your happy. I don't know too much about samurai clothing, so... I already know what a hakama is, but that's because I don't think you just samurai wear that, but a happy, I don't know what that is. It's probably Mr. Unguard's suitcase. Well, I know what it is, but like she just explained what it is, but whatever. For someone who is only going to be here for the award show, this is a lot of stuff. Looks like he has about 3 days worth of clothes in here. Stars really are different from us, aren't they? What? I normally pack 3 days worth of clothes for stuff like this, because you never know. If something happens, you need an extra set of clothes. You shouldn't just bring 1 day's worth of clothes. I think so. I usually bring about 2 or 3 pair. I don't overpack. Like, my dad can be a bit of an overpacker, but I think that's everything there. But I do pack a bit more than most people, I would say. That's right, I gave her the reader voice. I assume the first thing you need to know is what everyone is doing that night, correct? Yes, that is correct. Then I will tell you. Before the award ceremony, I had dinner with Mr. Unguard. In this very room, I might add. Dinner? What did you eat? I told you, I hate to waste time with trifling details. If you took a look at the table yourself, you wouldn't need to ask me. I bet she's a lot of fun at parties. When the award show was starting, I headed for Viola Hall. And after the show ended, you came back to this room? No, I had some small errands to run. I helped with this preparation in the lobby. Perhaps this is the person. Oh? Preparations for the post-ceremony show, I guess. When it was time for the post-ceremony show, I came back to call for Mr. Unguard. After that, I went to visit Mr. Corrida. Ah, so this must be the person. And that's when you found his body, isn't it? You really held strong through everything. Yeah, she does seem to be mentally tough as nails. She has a brain of iron, if you will. So, about you and... Stop right there. Don't expect me to believe you have been talking to me without not knowing how we relate. Sorry, I think she's like her producer, executive, or whatever. I have no idea why Mr. Unguard chose you as his lawyer. Why did she have to go and say something like that? Mr. Nick, calm down and hang in there. I'll give you a shoulder rub to relieve your stress later, alright? I already gave you my name earlier, but I'll add that I'm Mr. Unguard's manager. Yep, that's what I figured. His manager? Speaking of managers, did the victim, Mr. Corita, have one? No, he did not. He didn't. He didn't? Global Studios has a very different policy from Worldwide Studios in that Worldwide Studios does not assign individual managers to their stars. I see. This industry is very ruthless and unforgiving. Actually, you look quite ruthless and unforgiving yourself to your poor partner. Dragging a little girl like her to places like this, honestly. You're wrong! I'm doing this to help Mystic Maya! I feel like that's a bit higher pitched than normal. Pearls? Calm down and hang in there. I'll buy you a juice later, alright? You don't want to make Pearls angry because then she'll beat you up. She'll slap you in the face like she did Phoenix. Alright, I know that you know that I'm Mr. On Guard's lawyer, but, you know, I just have to ask this. Are you aware that I'm a lawyer? There's a slight difference in nuance there. There's a slight different nuance there. I'd like to ask you about this. I told you, I hate trifling matters. It's a waste of time to show me things that are of no relevance to me. Wow, this is the first time that I've been shut down this badly. Really, though. Nickel Samurai. Alright, nothing to say there, it looks like. Press conference ticket. Excuse me, you're the one taking care of the arrangements for this press conference, right? Yes, that's right. But Mr. Ungard said he didn't know about it. Is that what he said? Huh? Actually, I didn't know all the details either. It was a request from the publicity department. All I did was help out and do what I was asked. Oh, I see. I wonder about that. I wouldn't take her to be the type of person to do something without knowing the details. Interesting. Radio transceiver. Yeah, I knew she wasn't gonna say anything about this, but it's worth a shot. You know, you never know. I present everything, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be as thorough as possible here, cause you know, if I believe that the more thorough I am on an investigation, a lot better that I do during, I guess, what was I gonna do? A lot better than I do during the actual court sessions. Alright, present. I'd like to ask you about this. Okay. I don't like it when they say the same exact thing for both people and evidence. I don't know, it's like I just wish that they would have two different dialogue options simply because. Dick Gumshoe? Nope, nothing to say about him. Alright. Will Powers? That's Mr. Will Powers. He's an actor contracted with Global Studios. He's a very nice man, a man with a good heart. But that's all he is and ever will be. Ugh, what a horrible thing to say. Society doesn't care about genuinely nice people, Mr. Wright. Huh? For a second, her face twisted in pain. Oh, she's one of those people. I wonder if something happened to Miss Andrews. Yeah, she's one of those people who was probably overly ambitious and had overly inflated ideals of what her job was going to be like, and when reality came, it really ruined her and made her into this person. That happens to some people. It's rather depressing. It's like you should have hopes for your job, but you shouldn't create unnecessary fantasies. Did you know the victim, Mr. Korida? Yes, I knew him. The world is such a small place after all. Did you know about his rivalry with the Nickel Samurai? Honestly, they were like children when it came to that. Time and time again, those two competed with each other over the most uninteresting things. If either one of them weren't so stubborn, then maybe no one would have needed to die. Oh. I've got a hunch that this woman knows more than she's letting on. She must know why Juan Kurita was killed. She must. She really does. She really must. Madangard! I asked to become Mr. Angard's manager. He's a pleasure to manage with his nice disposition. Mr. Angard does seem a rather weak-willed man, always doing as he's told. Maybe he does have memory issues. Maybe that commenter was right. He's always saying my manager, right, Mr. Nick? If so, that's actually a good eye commenter. I'm not gonna say who that is, just in case they don't want me to mention their names, but okay. Nothing to say about Winnie Oldbag, it says. Adrian Andrews, age 23. On-Guard's manager, an intelligent woman who seems to have it all together. I hate talking about myself. It's a trifling matter, that's why. Sorry. Take away that layer of sarcasm, she really does seem to hate herself. She does. Talk Any new dialogue options? As I thought, motive for murder. Do you have any ideas as to why Mr. Cortida was murdered? Why would you ask me about such a thing? I'm just doing my job, so do you have any ideas? Oh, come on! This looks like 3. 4, actually. Miss Andrews? Sorry, but there's nothing more I have to add to this conversation. Is it a psych walk, Mr. Nick? Yes. There's getting to be more and more of these lately. Wait, why doesn't, Maya see them? I mean, she has a Magatama of herself, doesn't she? Maybe they explained that already. Well, we're gonna test the waters real quick. We're just gonna see what our first piece of evidence needs to be. Present. 4. Alrighty then. Motive for murder. Why was Juan Cortida murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Engarde's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answer? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Cortida. You were not that close? That's right, I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You are not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow I highly doubt that. Are you sure? We're gonna hold off on that just yet. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather some more clues before I try again. I'm pretty sure she was pretty close with Cortida, but we don't have evidence to prove that just yet, so let's go back to the hallway. There's a lot of heart. Blah, blah. Cortida's room! Cortida's! There's a bear. March 21st, Gatewater Hotel, Cortida's hotel room. I love how there's all these stuffed animals here, and I just point out the bear in the background. I mean, they're all bears, actually. Huh. Interesting. Mr. Nick, where are we? We're in Mr. Juan Cortida's room, Pearls. Mr. Cortida? The victim. Which makes this the crime scene too. Oh, it's you. So what happened? The kidnapper, has he contacted you again? Not yet. He probably won't until we win Mr. Engarde's acquittal. You doing okay, pal? Hanging in there? I just want Maya to be alright. We don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to help you as much as I can, pal. Can you do that? Even if we want to look around the crime scene? Just this once. Special circumstances, right, pal? I'll even tell you everything I know, but you've got to keep quiet. It's my neck on the line here. Thank you. Oh, that's right. I got you guys a map of the hotel, pal. Here you go, Little Missy. Here you go, Little Missy. Wow, you're giving it to me? Thank you. Wouldn't want you to get lost in a hotel too big for its own good. Mr. Nick, I got a map. That's great. That's great, Pearls. But Mr. Nick, I can't read it what it says. Well, can she not read? Oh, that's because realistically, because this game came from Japan, it probably has complicated kanji that she can't read. I see. Hotel guide map added to the court record. That's not something that translates very well, because I'm sure that, I mean, how old is she? She's 8 years old. I'm sure that she would have enough of a reading ability to sort of guess what most of what the stuff was saying. I'm fairly certain that the Gatewater Hotel, well, maybe it has really pretentious naming stuff, but let's look at the bear. Look at the bears! Look at the bears! Wow, there are a lot of bears! Alarm clock ones, collector's editions, stuffed teddies, plastic models. It's pretty overwhelming. Is there a kind of bear he doesn't have? There's even a few in the trash can. Yeah, I got the feeling maybe the guy didn't really like bears. Yeah, I get the feeling maybe the guy didn't really like bears. Poor teddies. It's hard to bear with all these problems. Growl! Why did Mo randomly? Okay, I don't think I want to bear with the trauma the last case caused me. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Nothing. We don't speak of Mo ever again. Although realistically, he really wasn't that bad of a person. A lot of people hated him apparently, but I didn't think he was that bad. All right, bear. Wow, there are a lot of bears! Yes, that was totally necessary. Let's look at this. Humph! It's so messy here! Pearls really likes things neat and tidy, I take it. There are a lot of electronic things in here that I've never seen before. Hey, Mr. Nick, tell me what they are, pretty please. Okay, that over there is a watch. You wear it on your wrist. I know what a watch is. Oops. For a second there, I forgot I was talking with Pearls, not Maya. Oh boy. Let's look at this. Humph! Okay, that's just the same thing. Okay. Nothing too out of the ordinary there, it seems. Alrighty then. What about this? It's a suitcase. There are so many things in it, I bet it barely closes. There's his clothes, a dryer, an electric shaver, a calculator. Do all-stars pack too much stuff like Mr. Cordy-tha? Perhaps. I don't frickin' know. I'm not a star. That's probably still just... Yeah, it's still that. That looks like everything. Oh, what's this? There are all sorts of things in this refrigerator. The carrot juice bottle and the tomato juice bottle are both empty. Empty? It's too much of a hassle to throw them away, I guess. They're all vegetable juices. I guess he must have been a real health nut. Oh, there's a beet, some ketchup, and a bottle of strawberry jam, too. Maybe red was his favorite color? Who knows? I think that's all that we can investigate. It looks like. That's still the refrigerator. So, alright. Let's go ahead and talk first. Cause of death. Do you know what this do you know what the cause of death? Do you know what was the cause of death? Well, technically, the final autopsy report isn't out yet, but one look at the scene of the crime should tell you, pal. The scene of the crime? Yeah, here's a picture. Okay. There's a knife in his chest. Oh, there is. I didn't notice that. It kind of looked like just part of his armor, actually. Yeah, pal, that's a murder weapon. So he was stabbed to death? They're looking at the fingerprints down at the lab right now. There are fingerprints on the knife? Yep. And it looks like they're pretty sure they're Mr. On Guard's prints, pal. That's bad. Hey! But, you know, he had steak, didn't he? You know, that knife could have just been from the steak. I think so, anyway. That's bad. Real bad. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to stuff like that. Like, steak? One thing I've learned from the previous game is that steak is the most condemning evidence that you will ever find. Ever. Crime photo added to the court record. Reason of arrest. Why was Mr. Ungard arrested? Because we had evidence on him. Evidence? It looks like the victim, Juan Cordia, really put up a big fight. Whoa. Oh, okay, that was an awkward transition. Yeah, one look at the crime scene and you can tell. This looks reversed. Oh, no, it does look reversed. Why does this... Huh. There's this... Oh, I see. There's a sign of struggle over there. Everywhere. Well, yeah, during that fight, his button came off. Mr. Ungard said something about a button? Something like, one of the Jammin' Ninja's buttons got caught in his hakama. But that's not all. What? There was a witness, pal. A witness? Who is it? That lady, Miss Oldbag. Please, anyone but her. The prosecution has plenty of evidence to make a solid case. Not to mention there's something at the crime scene that was a little off. Something that was a little off? As in that's for you to figure out, pal. Alright, let's try to figure it out, Mr. Nick. I didn't even realize this, but there's actually, there's probably a bit more that we can examine, it looks like. Yep, there is actually. Alright, well, we'll examine this in the next episode. So, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Blah!